I do a conversation for the full moon every month that shines the light on someone who is brave enough and courageous enough to understand in this modern world the psychic ability that they've been born with, and explore how that became a part of people's lives. And so, Mark, thank you for being a part of this conversation.
My absolute pleasure. I can't wait.
I'd just quickly like to acknowledge that we are on Aboriginal land, and that I live on the Yorta Yorta country, and you're from the Kulin Nation in Melbourne. And I'd just like to acknowledge traditional owners, past, present, and future. So, Mark, going back to what I was just talking about, you are one of the most incredibly gifted psychic mediums that I've ever been blessed enough to meet. I met you when I was apprenticing with John Paul, and you became a very wonderful support for all of the people that were a part of that process, and continue to be a really beautiful friend and support in this way. Can you please talk about, before we do, I just also want to mention that not only are you a remarkable psychic medium, but you're also an incredible performer who was a part of the Cirque du Soleil at one point. Wild and wonderful things.
I call that my past life.
Your past life.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing career that potentially you're still keeping grounded in that way.
The performing life kind of has been coming up in relation to my understanding my spiritual path even more and more. It's been coming up in the last few weeks of starting to see more and more how parts of my life where I was so focused on being an elite gymnast and then an international circus performer, even though I had my spiritual journey happening underneath, the deeper I move into my work now, I realize is that I was honing so many skills through being an elite athlete that I use now in my healing work, in my trance work, in my readings, being able to be a kinesthetic translator of energies into information, of how athletes learn to be in the zone. And that's something you hone over many, 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 many years, which is like being in an altered state, which is being in a trance, which is I'm using now. So it's just shown me incredibly, and you go, was all of that just for this time now?
Wow.
And this intelligent planet play that you can't really see at the time, but I couldn't have gone into this work way back then because I was so ungrounded, and I was still honing all of my nervous system, my sensitivities, to use at an age where I'm a lot more stable, a lot more grounded, and ready to go into deeper work. And I already have the skills which I'd learned throughout my careers in my life. And also being a coach, I was a sports coach as well. So now when I teach others, I bring that into it. I use the same kinds of principles and all these things I never thought I would use in this way. It's like Spirit had this plan. We need you learning this, and this, so that we can package it later to make you this. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is. Yeah. It's beautiful. And as you're speaking about that, I kind of imagine the weave going both ways as well. Like, when you're teaching does the psychic capacity weave through that as well when you're teaching?
Oh yes, yes. It's moved into a really beautiful state now. It's like every time Spirit challenges me to either up my work or to teach a course or to do this healing work or this, and I have a bit of hesitation or a bit scared, but then I just dive in. Is that usually during that and then after it, I have a big leap in my abilities and my connection and collaboration with my spirit team, it goes to another level because I've pushed through. So now I very fluidly now just like blend into and out of that space of coherent wisdom and that stream of me and my spirit guides. So it's less spirit guides and Mark here. It's now we are always working as one. Now I don't have to step my human life aside for my guides to. I'm now through every day in my life. This we have this really gentle blending happening all the time in a really grounded and beautiful way. That's taken me many years to feel comfortable with now.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
wow, that's beautiful. And ultimately, you know, where I see humanity.
Yeah, it's natural. And the more I move into it, the more natural it is. And then my guides will say, when I have clients here at Healings, and they'll speak through and they'll say, this is natural, this is easy, this is meant to be easy. It's not meant to be this big, complicated, difficult process and separation. It is we are biologically created and to be antennas to receive and transmit. And it's just through our alignment of heart and mind and spirit, which are so discombobulated and out of alignment. Once we bring those into alignment, we can feel and sense and know what our biology is receiving and translating. And then we're just in this natural process.
It's beautiful. And do you teach that? Do you teach that?
Well, I guess I do. In my own way. So I just taught an 8-week course, which Spirit all of a sudden they said, okay, now. And I'm, okay. So I put it out there. It's sold out in like 3 days. So I had 10 students for 8 weeks, and it was developing your psychic awareness through working with your spirit guides. So it was a big, basically kind of a trial and error and test of all the techniques and the skills and the ways that to blend that, because I believe when you're developing your psychic skills, it's so helpful to have your spirit team a part of your conscious awareness and put in place to help you with the boundaries as your sensitivities start coming online.
Yeah. Boundaries are important too, aren't they?
Very,
Oh.
yeah. I learned the hard way over many years.
What can you say around that?
For me, my boundaries are always being renegotiated.
Yeah.
And it's usually when I get angry at people or at spirit or from the healing work I'm doing or the teaching where I don't feel I'm getting enough back, and I go, that's it, I'm finished, I'm done, spirit, no more, like, and have my hissy fit. And my guides are just on the side going, okay, man, yeah. have your tantrum. We'll be here when you're ready to. And so I normally then understand of where I've been holding myself back when I've been offering too much of me, or I haven't been so diligent on my connections or how I use my energy.
Yeah.
And then I renegotiate and I put more in place. And it was like years ago, my guide said, "Do you want to know what what our understanding of healing is?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Well, I know what healing is, blah 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 blah." And they said, "Well, from our perspective, healing is the responsible use of your own energy."
Mm.
And of course, I was expecting this big, long 3 pages of what healing means. And I'm still unpacking the responsible use of your own energy is what healing is.
It's very succinct.
Very. So, yeah, it's amazing the vantage point that they have to just make things just
Yeah.
like a laser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I receive it in a different way. Mind your own resonance.
Yes. Wow. I love that. And that's another reflection of the same concept. And that's why it's so awesome to have um, others around me like you to give another piece of that same puzzle.
Mark,
And,
how did you figure out like this life as a young fella?
mm,
How old were you when you realized that the world is not as it seems?
well, okay. Very young, very, very young. Like at 4 to 5 years old, I was singing and speaking to unicorns in the backyard. I would hear mermaids in the ocean. I would hear them in this language, and I'd sing songs in their language back to them. That was very, very comfortable for me. Um, um, I started to around 8 or 9 start to have some epiphany moments. Like I remember I was probably 9 and I was standing in the front yard and I looked at the house, mortgage, family, life that my parents had, and with something in me said, "There's more than this." And I expanded so big at that moment, and I knew that life was not for me, and I knew that there would be another unknown path.
At 9.
At 9, and I couldn't integrate it.
Yeah.
So in a way, I would have those kinds of things, and it keeps you a little bit lonely, a little bit isolated in the way that you're not like other people.
Yeah.
But I was really fortunate to have my father, who's a natural, hasn't trained in anything, but he's a natural medium. If he trained in it, oh my God, he'd be amazing. So I would share with him spirits I would see, or feelings I would have, or fairies I would feel at the creek. And my parents just allowed me to explore anything I wanted to. So I was allowed to find my own pathway.
How wonderful.
Very lucky, yeah. And so at 14, I manifested a lady who met me at the crystal store. She drove an hour. She lived in the mountains and was the high priestess of a coven of witches and pagans and magic people. So then she would train me once a month from 14 until I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you enjoyed that? It didn't feel
Oh, no.
landed well.
Absolutely beautiful. It was nature, it was magic circles, it was solstices and full moon ceremonies and tree spirits and then spells and I just loved it. Just loved it,
And do you still do a lot of that nature-based practice?
No, not really, but I'm really, really happy I got that grounding and that understanding quite young of the elements and the directions and the solstices and things. So it was a really good foundation.
Yeah.
And it still moves through me, and like years later, and I don't know if she's passed away, but she's like our special teachers in our life. They continue to move and work through us, and I feel so blessed to have had her. Yeah, there's lots and lots of other stories, but with like UFO dreams and out of body experiences as a teenager, and lots of things.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And it constantly evolves, doesn't it?
I find that we start to unlock and remember more of what actually happened in those times, and the thread starts to weave itself, and you realize, oh my God, I've always been living a magical life. It never stopped. I've got moments where I went, oh, I have to be human, which lasted not long. But, and then times of isolation of that, oh, I'm not meant to be here. I want to be like in the stars, or where are my people? And then the journey of being okay with finally being comfortable here and working out how you can individually blend all of that beautiful connection of yours into a human life where you feel, okay, I'm meant to be here, I'm happy here now. I don't feel like an alien on this planet. Our planet will make us feel home. It's the society who makes us not feel welcome. So then we've got to create our life for our passions, our hobbies, our work, our friends, where this is our normal. Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good.
It is. It does. Normal.
Wow, you're so strong. You're so strong right now. It's just beautiful. I love that, all of the different aspects of your life have just been like a buoyancy for you. Yeah. And life's not easy. I know what you mean about wanting to like just beam me up, Scotty. This is too hard.
Yeah. I went through years of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it's beautiful. It's beautiful that you can be here fully.
Yeah.
Excited about, this beautiful spiritual integration that you're born for.
And I think it's it's those cycles of life, and also the age where you hit. It's like I've been practicing trance work and channeling in altered states for 20, 25 years or so. And only now in the last 3 months, my spirit guides have gone, okay, right. We are now wanting to develop and focus your work into moving deeper into consistent trance work for trance blending, trance healing, trance speaking. Because of the stability in myself, I finally hit, which feels really good.
Wow. So, is this something that you now do use in your healings?
Yes, so I've just completed as a student a 7 week trance mediumship course, but because I was stuck. I'd hit my threshold of where I in my own practice of my trance practice, and I knew I could move more, but I needed another teacher to move me through my ego and the next step.
Mm.
And it has. It's been amazing. I've had big breakthroughs. More guides have aligned, and the trance work is deepening. I don't question where things are going, or how I'm going to use it, because I used to, as a gymnast, if you practice something, it has to be for a reason,
Yeah.
for an outcome, a very specific outcome.
Mm.
And trance is opposite. If you
Okay.
approach it like that, you'll block it, you'll stop it, you're in control of it.
Yeah.
And so it's like I can't work with your ego like that. So yes, but trance work and any kind of trance work, altered state work, and trance blending with your teams is the foundation. It strengthens your healing. It strengthens your psychic abilities. It strengthens any other kind of spiritual practices you do, because it's a development. Every time you're in trance or blending with your teams, they're tweaking, they're opening,
Mm.
they're stabilizing.
Mm.
Um, you're fine tuning, and it accumulates. So you just fine tune, fine tune, fine tune. And eventually, your spirit team knows your innate abilities, where your pathway is more suited: healing, ancestral work, truth speaking, and those guys will then specifically start to attune those specific pathways for you to move you onto um, what you're most suited for,
Mm.
which is beautiful. So I'm just loving the journey being a student again and again and again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm. So, how can people find you if they are looking for support on this level? And what do you offer?
That's always a question. And my other friends who are healers keep telling me I need to be more succinct with how I explain my work, but because it's ever evolving, and I don't like all the labels: healer, reader, blah 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 blah. So basically, is that I offer quite a few things, and it's very individual. I'm trained in modalities, yet, however, I spent 8 years previously developing my own work with my guides, with my teams, with the crystals, through hands-on work. So basically, my role is to open up all of my senses and pay attention to your body, mind, spirit, and energy field. And it starts telling me what's locked, what's blocked, what's hesitated, what needs to move, what's ready to embody more of your spirit. What do we need to do to energetically heighten that? So my role is to help you to build a vehicle in mind, body, and in auric field that is a high vibrational aligned vehicle, where more of your spirit will then see that and go, oh, I want to live more in that,
Yeah.
and actually stay there.
Mm.
And to do that, that's why I've got so many tools in my tool belt to be able to draw upon. And then plus I channel new things through, because everybody who arrives is very unique. So I'm kind of always on my toes a little
Mm.
bit, unless it's a modality that they come for, and then it's a structured session, which they also definitely have their place. So through readings, my guides will they're not really interested. I'm not interested in being a fortune teller. I'm not interested in the entertainment of it. I'm not a specialist with, let's say, talking to past over loved ones. That's a niche area where I was amazing at, but because I spend so much time in the healing passive state, that skill's kind of just like moved away a bit. But my guides will give me information on the cycle of soul growth you're in, or you were, or where you're heading, and certain ages in your life where patterns or traumas started that create an illusion that's brought you to where you are now. So my guides have worked out ways to go, let's not talk about the drama at work and what you're worried about and all the fluff. They go right in and they go, here, you work on this, everything will unravel. It's an age, it's a point, it's a point in your field where the assemblage point of all your threads of consciousness and light has gotten all twisted up.
Yeah.
Which then has created a pathway or a timeline that carries that through.
Mm.
So through many ways, how are we going to help you to understand your responsibility of where you've brought yourself to now and the optimal highest potential timelines available in your auric field? Which one do you want and what do we need to do to lift your coherence or vibration and then to align you with that? And then how do you hold the resonance to living that? And I'm constantly fine-tuning and learning myself because no healer has all of the answers. No reader has all of the answers. And no healer or reader should ever tell you a yes or a no, or you must not. Never, ever, ever. That's just my view on things anyway.
Well, it sounds like a phenomenal process, like one that, is very appealing because sometimes it can be hard to know what your own knots are.
Oh, very much so. It's beautiful. I had a new client yesterday, and near the end, I asked him, how does he feel? And he said, I feel seen.
Mm.
And it was something that he'd never felt in his life because of the mirrors and masks he shows everybody else.
Mm.
And it helped me to understand more of where my work is developing. And my business is called A Soul's Mirror. And Spirit told me that 10 years ago. And I said, okay, beautiful, love it, sure.
Mm.
But every year it teaches me more and more of what my role is, and I actually start working less and less, and I move more into that role of what that a soul's mirror actually means. Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's amazing too, in that situation, you could never in a million years pick or predict what is going to happen in a session, I can imagine.
No,
Like, you could never predict what the spirit guides are going to direct you towards, seeing, feeling.
no. Well, about 4 years ago, I was still like a bit nervous in the work. I'd be like, okay, I'll plan this, okay, and yep, I have it sorted. And then all of this sudden, I was preparing at home before a client arrived, and I went completely blank. And I felt like I was a child, and I knew nothing. And I went, because I had somebody arriving who was paying me to help them. And Spirit said, perfect. Now we have you right where we need you. And I went, what? And they went, yeah, blank slate, be in the moment. So now a person arrives. Sometimes I get pre-information because I'm more comfortable now, but most of the time, you need to be a blank slate in the moment because Spirit has such a higher vantage point than you will ever have. And it's a collaboration where they can then move you and shift you. If you're in the moment, your ego's not anticipating what it thinks that person needs for an outcome that you perceive is right for them. I don't know we've completed a healing until near the end of this session, and all of the energetic layers just go and they just click into place, and this beautiful resonance happens, and I go, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I did not know what I was looking for until it happened, and I could not plan the intelligence of that. It's amazing.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Mark. That's been a really beautiful conversation, and it's been just lovely to even just hear you talking about your healings. It feels like I'm right in there and feeling that.
Oh, thank you. I can feel that as well. And thank you for just being you, because you're a space holder. That's what you do for me when I'm in your presence, which creates such a coherence for me to have this beautiful flow. And I hope you know that as a space holder, that's a rare thing.
Oh, I really appreciate that, Mark. Thank you. I really
You're
do.
welcome.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
So people can track you down via Mark McLauchlan of Soul's Mirror.
Yes, that's right. If you have any questions, which I hope from what I shared brought up 100 questions for you to want to explore more.
Yeah, fabulous. I'd like to talk to you for about 5 hours,
I
but
know, so much to
better
share.
not. All right.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Mark. You take care.
All right, thank you.
Bye.